Well, what is up, guys? Hopefully you're all doing well. So I wanted to do another video this evening, kind of talking about a few things I was talking about in my video earlier on. So as you probably would have seen by now, I did a video just earlier on talking about something that I felt needed to be talked about a little bit. It's like, and that it was more me saying I didn't agree with the fact that when people criticise these family vloggers and criticise what they do, they're branded as trolls, or bullies or jealous haters and things like that. Because, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with people being bullies or trolls or jealous haters or anything else they'll be labelled as. It has... it's just sad that every time someone posts a negative comment, they're branded as a troll or a bully or a jealous hater, because people don't deserve that. People don't deserve that just for posting negative comments. At the end of the day, people are not liking what these family vloggers do, or not, not being or being against that, doesn't make that person a troll or a bully or a jealous hater, as people seem to think it does. As I said in the video earlier, it feels like, it feels like people are not allowed to dislike these family vloggers and dislike what they do. It feels like some kind of legal obligation to, respect these family vloggers and worship the ground they walk on. That's what it feels like a lot of the time. It feels like you're not allowed to dislike what they do, or dislike them, or dislike what they do. Because if you dislike them, or you dislike what they do, you're branded as a troll or a bully or a jealous hater. And it's just completely unacceptable. But sadly, it's something that isn't going to change. It's going to, it's always going to be an issue. Every time you post a negative comment, you're always going to be branded as a troll or a bully or a jealous hater. You think about the you think about the iFam, right? The iFam, as I said earlier, but, I've seen how bad the iFam are, the way that, they call other people bullies, but they're the bullies themselves. They're the ones bullying other people because, other people don't agree with their opinions or don't have the same opinions that they do. This is what causes a lot of the problems, is the fact that the iFam don't like the fact that people don't have the same opinions that they have. They don't like the fact that people have a different opinion, or, have an opinion that's completely different to theirs. It feels like you're not allowed to have a different opinion to the opinion that the iFam have. It feels like they think every single person should have the same opinion that they have. And it doesn't work like that. Not everybody is gonna, they need to start accepting that not everybody is gonna have the same opinion that they have. Not everyone is gonna, basically worship around, the sacred ground, the very sacred ground that the animals walk on. But as I said, I just don't agree with the fact that when people post negative comments, they're immediately branded as trolls, bullies, jealous haters. And I know that people have called social services in the past and reported the units to social services, and I don't think people were doing that to be, to be horrible or to be, and I don't think they were doing that to cause trouble. I think, if anybody has actually reported them to social services, it's only because they've been genuinely concerned. With regards to some of the things that they've seen in the vlogs, which is understandable. I hold my hands up, and I admit I have actually contacted Northern Lincolnshire's Children's Services team multiple times in the past, whilst, when they were living full-time in the UK, I reported them multiple times. But then that was only because I had genuine concerns due to things that, certain things that have been seen and heard in vlogs that they had uploaded. There have been some things that sort of stood out to me and concerned me a little bit, to the point where I felt that it was worth, mentioning it to social services. I felt that that was the necessary course of action. And I think that was the same for everybody, all the other people that have reported them to social services. I think people, as I said, have only reported them because they were genuinely concerned, not because they were trying to cause trouble or anything like that. At the end of the day, people are not trying to, when people post negative comments, they're not trying to be trolls, or they're not trying to be not trying to be jealous haters, they're not trying to be bullies. They're not trying to be any of those things. So they don't deserve to be branded as well, as a troll or a bully or a jealous hater, purely because they don't agree with what these family vloggers do, or they're against what they do. People have good reasons for why they're against these family vloggers and why they're against what they do. It's more the people that, I think it's worse, to have a positive opinion on what they do rather than have a negative opinion on it. Because I think, it's the people that have a positive opinion on what they do that actually need a reality check more than anything else. I don't mean to sound harsh. And I'm saying this because I'm angry about it. I'm angry at the fact that people keep being branded as jealous haters and, bullies and trolls. I've actually gotten quite sick of it. To the point where it's hard not to, it's hard to ignore that. It's hard it's hard to ignore the fact that people are being, basically branded as trolls and bullies and jealous haters purely because they don't agree with what these, they don't agree with these family, with what these family vloggers do. They don't agree with how they're making a living. And there's nothing, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with people disagreeing, and not liking these family vloggers or not liking what they do. People are allowed, it's a free country, people are allowed to dislike them and dislike what they do. Not everyone has to not everyone has to respect them or worship around their wall. It doesn't work like that. So just at the end of the day, people are allowed to have negative opinions on what they do. There's no legal obligation for people to like, as I said, it's not a legal obligation for people to like these family vloggers and like what they do. It's not against the law to dislike what they do. It's not illegal for people to dislike what they do. If people dislike them, then they dislike them for a good reason. And at the end of the day, I know that people will come at me, probably come at me, say that I'm chatting bullshit here, but I'm raising a point that just has to be raised. If somebody posts a negative comment, it doesn't make them a troll, it doesn't make them a bully, or it doesn't make them a jealous hater. I'm so sick to death of people being branded as one of those things. Just because they don't, just because they dislike these family vloggers and dislike what they do. It's really gotten beyond a joke. And it's gotten to the point where people need to be called out for that. People need to be called out for the fact that they're labelling, other people as bullies and trolls and jealous haters because they don't have the same opinion as them. That's what it comes down to. So I hope you enjoyed this, short little video. This was only going to be a short one. But there's just a few additional points there that I wanted to raise. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for another one soon. Bye bye.